we was on a break and we was talking a little bit, and she mentioned a little bit of something to me about being on the radio. We ain't gonna say anything too much, but Power 99 is something big.
Yeah.
Definitely. But we're not going to get into deep with it on here, because right now we'll probably have that off topic sometime soon. But we're definitely going to get back with the students, talking to them. Jazz, how's it going?
Everything's going good, Eric. I'm happy to be here. I try to drop some gems on these young adults when I can. But again, thank you so much for having us, and thank you for coming out today. I'm glad that you joined us today, and we're able to kind of learn more about our young adults. We actually had a new young adult join us. I want to introduce Cam. Hey, Cam.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Cam, tell everybody your name and your track and your major at Pierce.
Well, my full name is Kamal Brown Conaway. The track that I'm doing is IT, pretty much. It's pretty generic, but we're doing more of software programming, which includes Java, HTML, CSS. You should know the gist of it if you're familiar with it. So yeah.
Okay, nice. So now we talked a lot about Year Up. So Cam, tell us a little bit about your Pierce courses and what does that look like? Where do you take those classes? How do those classes work?
Pierce is from Philadelphia, of course, and I'm taking IT courses. I'm taking a security course and a generic English 103 course. Right now, we're done with the courses for this half of Year Up. It was pretty challenging, but I think I learned how to make better use of my time.
Nice.
As far as my studies are concerned.
What was challenging about it, Cam?
With English, the coursework was the challenging part. I don't really like doing a lot of papers.
Mm-hmm.
If I am going to write a paper, I like to write papers from the heart, not from a topic perspective. Okay. So it was hard for me to go online and do research and stuff like that. So, and Trey, he's in my class too.
Okay.
Before I get into that, before the break, we were talking about the opportunity of Year Up. Cam, can you tell us about how this opportunity has made your life different?
Nice.
This opportunity. Okay. The opportunity. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
How Europe has changed your life, and what were you doing before it, and what are you doing now, and what are your plans afterwards?
Europe has broadened my horizon as far as professionals are concerned. When I was working, I used to work retail, and then I worked in the IT field. I used to work at Comcast, but when I was working, I felt as though I wasn't making progression in that field, so I just wanted more in general. So I think Year Up is just widens the horizon as far as opportunities, because once you're in a field like retail or IT, those professionals don't really tell you what opportunities are out there. You kind of have to find it for yourself. But Year Up, yes, you have to find it for yourself, but they kind of guide you more. They don't hold your hand, but they kind of do in a sense. But yeah, it's just
so I'm also in the English class 103, and that class is online. That does add a different factor towards getting your work done and a lot of stuff, because it's not like you can talk to the teacher directly. You have to go through an email, and depending on what time she wants to reply, it's up to them. But that also makes you feel like that makes you hold yourself accountable, so you can't blame, she didn't get back to me on this or that. It's up to you to take your education into your own hands and move forward.
Okay, nice. So before we go any further, Eric, I want to explain a little bit about when we talk about the partnership between Year Up and Pierce College. So as we've been talking about, Year Up is a workforce development program for young adults between the ages of 18 and 24. So all the skills that we've been talking about is a part of the Year Up curriculum. We partner with Pierce College, who is based in Philadelphia, but they opened up an annex right here in Wilmington at 12th and French solely for Year Up. So the young adults that you're hearing today are not only enrolled into Year Up full-time, but they're also enrolled in Pierce College as full-time college students. So they're either a business or IT major at Pierce, and they're taking those courses either right here or online for Pierce. Now, the great thing about Year Up is, I don't know if the students told you, but they are earning a stipend. So these young adults are earning money to go to school, and those college credits that they're earning, they are not paying for those college credits. So everyone out there that's listening, if you're going to college right now and you're running into some hardships being able to pay for school, Year Up may be an opportunity for you to kind of earn some credits while you save money, and you can do both at the same time. So the young adults here, the first 6 months, they'll be here with us developing their skills, preparing for their internships. And the second 6 months, they'll be going into an internship at a Fortune 500 company. So the young adults that you hear today are from cohort 2. So cohort 1 is actually out on their internships right now. Shout out to cohort 1. That is everywhere. We have some at the state of Delaware. We have some at Bank of America, Capital One, CSC. They're all over Wilmington, and they're really taking over. And they were the inaugural class for Year Up Wilmington. So the young adults here now are really starting new trends and teaching us new things about what Wilmington needs and what the young adults need in order to be successful.
Definitely.
So, Eric, I'm curious to know, what questions did you have for our young adults? Because you got to kind of hang out with us today and you saw some things. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, some of them I'm going to read off here. Some of them I just had off the top of my head. So, what were you doing before? Well, pretty much, what are you doing now? Besides, are you working now or school? What's your situation? Pretty much what you guys do now, pretty much since you're in Europe.
My name's Trey again. Right now, I do have 2 jobs outside of Europe. You don't really need a job outside of Europe, but if you want to, the stipend is enough to help you, but I have a car payment and I have other things that I have to worry about, so working outside of Europe helps me manage my time as well as get the things done that I need to get done, because it also shows you how to keep your time prioritized. To prioritize your time is a better way of saying it. You can't really have time to slack off and do things you're not supposed to be doing, because you have once you get something done, you have something else that's right behind it.
Can you restate the question one more time for me?
Yeah, what are you doing outside of Europe?
What I'm doing outside of Europe, I really don't do much outside of Europe. I kind of just come here, go to class, and then go home and try to stay out of trouble. I really didn't have much going on, so this is everything I have going on right now. My name's Cameron. This is Kamal again. Outside of Europe, I do have a job, but it's more of a early morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. shift. And again, what Trey said, if you prioritize your time correctly, you can do both. So what I do is I talk to my managers and say, hey, I do this internship, but I do want to work at the same time. How can I accommodate that? So now I just work on weekends, and I work 16 hours on the weekend. And if I feel comfortable, or if I can accommodate work in school, I can come in at 4 a.m. and work for 4 or 5 hours and still make it to Europe. So it's possible, but you just have to, again, prioritize your time and, just communicate.
So John Riddle Hobbs here. Typically what I do outside of Europe, I'm pretty much a full-time father, so I'm pretty much job hopping, really. So right now I'm currently looking for a weekend job. However, that's just really a side thing. The stipend is enough to, keep me going pretty much. So that's essentially what I'm doing outside of Europe, raising my daughter, making sure I'm provided for, and pretty much helping out others with their problems. So that's pretty much what I do.
Well, outside of Europe, I am not working. I'm a full-time student, so I'm not working. And yeah, my name is Miracle. But I do want a job, but it's like really hard to find one around like the school hours since it's like all day.
Definitely. What were you guys doing before you guys came to Europe?
I was a high school student. Like I just graduated, so
Home school?
Newark.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I was doing.
John Riddle Hobbs here again. So, before Europe, like I said before, I was just job hopping, fresh out of high school, and I had to take care of a daughter. So, my situation, it was a little complicated. Seeing Europe, I thought it was too good to be true, and I really wasn't going to go to the program originally. I thought about it for a while and decided to give it a chance. So as soon as I gave it a chance, I realized that this was a place for me. So that's what I was doing before, and now I'm here.
Alright, Kamal here again. My situation is kind of weird because I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, but due to my parents' job situation, we bounced a lot from state to state. So I was originally from Baltimore, and then I moved to Indiana, surprisingly, and I did my whole high school career there. And then I worked a little bit, and then I went to school. But then we had to move again because of the job situation. And I moved back to Baltimore for a bit, worked. Then I moved to Delaware, finally. And I worked and went to school. But again, I wanted stuff for myself. I wanted my own establishment. So I quit my job and I joined Europe. And I still have to make money, so I worked and got my education.
Hello, my name's Cameron. Before I came, well, the question was what I was doing before I came to Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Before I came to Europe, I just came back from a Job Corps. I was in Kentucky for like a year, just learning the trade. Because before I went to Job Corps, I couldn't find work around here like Miracle. It wasn't due to school hours or anything. It was just hard to find a job. So I just decided to try to do that. And when I came back home, I had no intention of coming here, but in showing it to somebody else, I was like, I might as well. And here's Trey.
Before Europe, I was a full-time student at Kutztown University. I didn't have a major, but I wanted to do something with art, and I was going to be graphic design. So now that I'm doing Java, or now that I'm doing computer science at Europe, I can, once I go back to school, I can pursue the degree and further my success in education.
Okay. Do you guys think that the teachers and pretty much the program is really helping you guys to get where you need to go? Do you feel like it's actually starting to work for you guys? Is the change happening for y'all?
This is Cameron. I would say yes, because there's elements of the program that I would do before I came to Europe, but how it's structured. Like for example, when I was working, but I didn't have like a high support or people to teach me this like professional skills of how to dress, how to talk to people, try to network. There's a lot of key pieces that I was missing. I had like motivation to get it done and whatnot, but I didn't have the other parts of the puzzle to actually make a complete picture. So I feel Europe is helping me fill in the loose